Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how to feed your starter. So you're going to look at the back of my head. I'm up here. So first thing we need to do is we need to have the starter, which I gave you some starter. This is my starter that's out of my refrigerator. It's a little gloopy looking. I've got a clean jar, large jar, and I've got bread flour, and I've got a scale. I've got a rubber band and like a long spatula, and I've got some filtered water that I've heated up in the microwave for I think about maybe 40-50 seconds. We don't need it to be hot, but we definitely need it to be a little bit warm because that's going to help activate the starter. So what we're going to do first, there's three ratios when you feed your starter. So I'm going to do 1, 3, 2. 1 is your starter you got from the refrigerator. 3 is flour, and 2 is water. So that's 1 part starter, 3 parts flour, 2 parts water. And you can do it in however many grams you want to do to start off with. A lot of times when you start sourdough, the ratio is 1 to 1 to 1, which is easy to start off with. But if you keep feeding your starter the same amount, the same ratio over a long period of time, your starter can get acidic. So I'm showing you what I start mine at, but you can definitely start yours as 1 to 1 to 1 because I think that's easier. So we're gonna turn on our scale. Got this scale off Amazon. Always make sure it is in grams. And we're gonna put this on here and hit tar so that we've zeroed it out. Again, make sure it's in grams. And we're gonna get out, after we mix it up here, see it's nice and goopy. We're gonna put in about 100 grams. This does make a thicker starter. It does help because we're feeding this at almost 9 o'clock on a Friday night. And then we're just gonna let it sit. Oh, that's 106. So what we can do is we can actually take a little bit out. That's 105. Now, if you're a couple grams over, it is not the end of the world. Look at that, 100. Okay, actually I need to, okay, I'll just use a spoon. Then when we do this, then with the starter, we need to add the water and to get the water to diffuse. Before you go further, again, we're gonna hit tar, okay? And so with our chart that we've got here, we're gonna do 2 parts water. So that would be 200 grams. And again, if you go a little bit over, it is not a big deal. Oh, look, 201. That's not bad at all. Okay, before you go further, you wanna, I should have got a whisk, that would have been smart, right? But I need to mix this up and get everything to dissolve slightly so it incorporates a little bit better. Next time I'll have a whisk, okay? And again, we know that's 200. Hit tar. And then we're gonna add the flour. So the flour is gonna be 3 times that. So it's gonna be 300. This is where I usually make a mess. See, the mess is already starting. Now sometimes I have to add a little bit of extra water because it will be thick. But you don't want it too thick. And again, you learn this over time, just sort of what kind of consistency you want your starter to be. We're at 280, we're getting close here. Oh, 302. If I wanted to be nitpicky about it, I could take out 2 grams, but at this point, it's not really that big of a deal. So you move this out of the way. And I've got my long spatula, and just mix it up good. I don't know how well you can see, but it's pretty thick, okay? I might add just a little bit more liquid in there just to get it to come together. And always start off a little bit. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. Again, sourdough is very forgiving. I always like to measure. Some people don't measure at all and they just eyeball it, but I guess I'm just not at that point, and I like to be a little bit more precise. So we're seeing the texture here is a little bit different now. Let me get some out so you can see. See? I like these big long spatulas. I forget what they're called. You go a little bit more water, just a little bit. Does this throw off the hydration? Maybe a little bit, but not that much. Okay, wait to get this all nice and incorporated. Okay, and I'm going to pull it out so you can see this consistency again. See, that is pretty thick. Okay, so scoop this down, and the best part about this spatula is that you go from the side, go all the way around, and there's a reason for this. You go and scoop all the way around so you can see all the way through the jar. Okay. See how we're looking? You can see all the way through the jar. You can see where the edge is. Okay. And so how we're going to mark that, because we need to know in the morning that it's doubled. So that's where I get my rubber band. Okay. And we put it around right to where the dough meets the side of the jar. Okay. So when we get up tomorrow morning, my cameraman, Sean, is going to help me, and I'm going to show you, record. It should be probably up to here. It's definitely doubled. Sometimes it doubles, you know, goes a little bit more than doubled. Now, don't close this all the way, because in order for the sourdough starter to grow, it needs a little bit of bacteria, the microbes, things like that. So I just leave it sort of closed like this. But I do have a cat named Ernie, and I don't want him up here messing with it, so I will put it on top of the refrigerator where I know he can't get it. Doesn't have to be open like this, definitely not. But, you know, just cracked a little bit like that. Okay, we will see you in the morning and see how big it's gotten. Bye.